We've been traveling across the country from Oregon to North Carolina for the past month and keeping our camping expenses down.
Like way down.
We're on our last night here in Eastern Tennessee, and our grand total for 31 camping nights on the road came to $143. And in a minute, we're going to share with you our top 3 resources for how we've kept our costs so low on this 3,400-mile road trip.
Now, we love to camp off the grid, off the beaten path, and in some really unique places. And if you're new to the channel, we've been doing this full time with solar power since 2012. Using the camping strategies we're going to share with you in this video, we estimate that we've saved over $200,000 on camping fees. As full-timers, we may not have the same perspective as other RVers because we like to spend a season in a region of the continent. Like last spring when we were in the Eastern Sierra of California.
Yeah, so fun.
Exploring deeply in a single ecosystem keeps our costs lower because we're not putting miles on the truck and filling up the tank every day.
But we're traveling faster this month, and we're going over budget on gasoline to get back to our hometown of Boone, North Carolina, which was heavily impacted by Hurricane Helene in late September. We've waited to be a part of the second wave of assistance so that we wouldn't cause any additional burden on the strained resources when so many people have lost so much. And even though that's exactly where we wanted to be. But we're nearly there now, and we've used every trick in our app arsenal for an inexpensive night of camping while still trying to take advantage of the natural resources and beauty that we have seen along the way.
We've stayed by rivers, in forests, on the edge of canyons, at wineries and farms.
And in some unique parking areas, all completely legal, no need to stealth camp, because we aren't exactly stealthy in this vintage camper.
Not in our rig. So how do we do it? How do we get across the country on just $143 in camping fees? Our favorite apps for finding these amazing places are IOverlander, harvesthosts, and the Dyrt Pro. Let us walk you through the details of each so you can see why they're among our faves.
Let's start with the app that we use to find quick overnight parking spots. This ranges from public land to parking lots to roadside pull-offs. IOverlander has been out there for a while now, and there's lots of options in the database. And now they are offering IOverlander 2 with some new features and, of course, a sizable price tag. In all honesty, we find the free version to be fine for the way we choose to use it. For those who aren't familiar with the app, let's show you some of its features. When you open the app, it takes you directly to the map with a whole bunch of icons on it. And if you're brand new to this, it could be really overwhelming at first. Let's show you what some of the icons stand for here so you can apply filters and reduce the mess on your screen. You can turn things on and off, and I like to keep most of them off unless we need showers, propane, or water in a specific area. There's also no way to just type in where you want to go in the free version. You have to open the map, then search the area where you want to go and find what's available. One thing about this app is it's always important to open that icon, read the reviews, and decide if it's appropriate for you, your vehicle, and your needs. Don't just go there without doing any research. Also, be sure to notice this here. If it is marked as closed, just choose the next best option and move on. We usually find a lot of great options, but everyone has different standards, vehicle size, and needs. Now, when reading the reviews, always start with the latest, as it's often the most up-to-date, but be sure to read at least a few others before you decide to head there, as everyone has different opinions about things, right? So use this button here to navigate directly to the spot, but keep in mind, especially when you're out in the middle of nowhere, these GPS pins may be off a bit, sometimes up to a quarter mile. So it's always best to find these types of places in good daylight. Right, Hutch?
When harvesthosts came along, we thought it was a really interesting concept, but we weren't sure if we qualified because we don't have a dedicated bathroom. We use a portable toilet inside our camper, but being self-contained means that you can handle all of your needs inside your rig. Keep your trash, waste, and recycling to yourself, and you'll be just fine. We've used harvesthosts for 3.5 years now, and on this journey alone across the country, we've stayed at 6 different harvesthost locations. Harvesthost is a network of small businesses across North America that offer self-contained RVers a fun and unique overnight stay. We've stayed at wineries, farms, cideries, and breweries from California to Maine. We even celebrated Halloween with some friends at a distillery in Southern Virginia. We had a blast there, and we didn't have to get back out on the road, if you know what I mean. Now, when you're at a host location, there is an expectation that you'll spend some money at their business. The suggestion is $30 per night. This relationship means that we get exposed to the places that we wouldn't have otherwise known about. We might have just driven right on by. And they often sell things we would purchase anyway. So here our money stays in the local community that we're visiting. And we love that. We've done wine and mead tastings and then chosen a bottle to go with dinner or as a gift later on. We've enjoyed both a show and a Halloween party at a distillery. We've purchased our favorite slipper socks from an alpaca farm, as well as eggs, fruit. Oh, and we just bought some little jams, butters, and honey as stocking stuffers from a local farmhouse. So rather than paying for the campsite, you're buying something that you'll consume maybe right then or maybe later on. And you get a safe parking spot for the night. It's really a win-win. Now, at many locations, including here at the Tennessee Valley Winery, you can request up to 4 extra nights. Also, select hosts now offer electric and water hookups for your stay. You can filter for these new features directly through the app. Keep in mind that the host may charge a fee for those extra nights or for the hookups. And these are just more ways that you can support your host business because they will keep 100% of those proceeds. Let's show you how the app works. So they've done a really great job designing the host view page so that all the important features are at a glance. We can immediately see the rig length, the same day request policy, whether pets are allowed or not, and the option to request extra nights. We can also see the ratings, reviews, and how fast the host typically responds to your requests. Scroll down to read about the host business, overnight parking situation, amenities, and any activities in the local area. If you like everything, you'll find the availability calendar, parking and arrival information. Then you can learn about what they have for sale at their business to see if it's something you're interested in purchasing. Now, this app has filters as well, so if you prefer one type of a host over another. You can add your rig length, as some hosts can accommodate differing lengths. This is where you can select hookups, extra nights, and any other feature that you might be interested in or is important to you. When booking ahead, just look at the host availability calendar. Here, choose your first night, then review your personal information, add an extra night if applicable. You can read the rules, get directions, read reviews, and more. Now, we also have a couple of other features. You can see here, there's the Boondockers Welcome, which we have. There's also golf courses. These are add-on to the standard Harvest Host membership. We have Boondockers Welcome, which are these little turquoise house icons here, but we aren't golfers, so we haven't really opted into that one. But it's a great option for those of you who are. So when the host approves your request, or lets you know they can accommodate you, you'll get an email and a text message. Be sure to read carefully and save it, as it may provide you additional instructions for parking, requested arrival times, etc. And if you need to communicate with the host, this is a good way to do it. Finally, when you've stayed, be sure to review the host, and you'll get a message to remind you to fill out that review. And don't miss out on their holiday sale to get 30% off your first year's membership, or you can give it as a unique gift for the RVers on your list. Be sure to use our link, which you can find in the comments, so Harvest Host knows that we sent you. And use the promo code HOLIDAYHH at checkout to get this special deal. The offer is valid through January 1st of 2025. Now, just a word or two about making the most of your visit. These special locations, they're really not just a night of parking in your rig. They are a treat to be enjoyed to the fullest. So grab a glass of wine and explore the vineyard. If a tour is offered on the farm, take it. Learn more about what their business is all about. Now, we happened to be at a winery while they were processing grapes on the morning we planned to leave. So we hung out and chatted with the winemaker, asked some questions about what was going on, and got a greater appreciation of the hard work of making good wine. So engage with your hosts. Take advantage of what they and the local area has to offer. You'll find your hosts to be passionate ambassadors for their local community. When we were in Idaho, our Harvest Host location was close to this beautiful destination called the Blue Hole on the Snake River. Now, this location can only be accessed by boat. So we spent the full day paddling and exploring and came back to their restaurant for dinner. Pay close attention to the arrival times and give yourself about as much time as you can at the Harvest Host location. This way you're not showing up right before closing and you can make the most of your visit. Also, when you check in with your host, confirm when they expect you to leave on the day of your departure. They may allow you a little bit more flexibility than what is stated on their policy, especially if you're traveling during the slow season. Now, we can't tell you how much we've enjoyed this option as a part of our unique camping mix, especially when the campgrounds are closed in the fall, winter, and early spring.
And finally, the Dyrt Pro. Now, there are a lot of campground locator apps out there, and this one has some of the most unique features all under one roof. The Dyrt has the largest database of user-reviewed campgrounds of any platform, so it's pretty comprehensive and they are always working to make it even better. As a matter of fact, we recently participated in a user review interview and gave our feedback directly to the developers. Let's show you some pro version features which are well worth the $35 per year if you are a frequent camper. Try the Dyrt Pro for free for 30 days using our link. First off, the icons in the Pro version are more detailed and so much easier to use. Click on the filters to see what each of these icons mean. Take note of the free options that are available only to Pro members. You can filter by site types and features, vehicle length, and even user ratings. Here are 5 more of our favorite Pro features. Public land layer. If you love to boondock on public land, this will show you where that land is located, which is typically available for 14 to 21 days of free camping, depending on where you are. BLM is orange, and the purple here designates national forests. You can also add cell phone coverage maps for different carriers if that's important to you. Get significant discounts. So save up to 40% on select campgrounds and never pay booking fees. You can even filter for these campgrounds through the app itself. Offline maps. We cannot tell you how helpful it is to see nearby campground info when you're on a road trip in the middle of nowhere and have 0 cell service. Dyrt Alerts. If you love to camp in popular campgrounds during popular times but get frustrated when everything is booked up 6 to 12 months ahead of time now, Dyrt Alerts are a true game changer. We almost never make reservations more than a couple of days ahead, so we benefit when others cancel theirs. So if plans change, remember to cancel. You'll get money back and someone else can fulfill their dream. When a cancellation comes in, you get a text alert which allows you to jump in and snag it. And you can have 6 active scans going at any given time, and they're reusable. And we recently scored 9 nights in Yosemite National Park at the very last minute. Trip planner. If you're the type that loves to plan out your whole trip, this is for you. It helps you find campgrounds at the intervals that work for your itinerary, and you can add some designated stops along the way. If you're new to camping road trips, this feature is super helpful as it'll save you a ton of time with planning. You can start with a blank slate, or you can have the app build a trip for you. It'll even save the trips that you create. So you can start planning now for next season. So that's it, y'all. Those are the 3 apps we use every single day, and they helped us get across the country for less than $150 of camping fees. Be sure to check out our links in the description below to start saving and making the most of your next camping road trip. Holler if you have any questions. Happy camping, and we'll see you on the road.